Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret Sewer Lair 2.0 playset with Dimension X Portal. That's right, you guys remember the amazing Secret Sewer Lair playset that I looked at when it first came out several years ago, right? Well, Playmates Toys has found a way to bring this playset back with a few new twists. So let's go ahead and check it out. First of all, you can see it does come in that same style box that the original playset came in. Even the artwork on there is very similar, but slightly updated so that you can see some of the changes with this playset. Now, when you open up the box, there is quite a bit of assembly required. So kids, you're definitely going to want to get your parents to help you put this thing together because it's going to take quite a bit of work to get it done. There's several sticker sheets. There is a full sheet of instructions that will guide you through the process. And while it's pretty straightforward, it's still going to take you a good 20 to 30 minutes or so to get it all assembled. And of course, depending on how good and fast you are with stickers, that might add a little bit more time. But when you get this thing built, it's well worth it because this is what you end up with. As you can see, I am sitting on the floor here in my toy room with this massive playset because this is the only way to do this. This is where this thing belongs, on the floor, ready to be played with, and we're going to do that here today so you guys can see how awesome this playset is. So everything about this is pretty much identical to the first release of this playset, but there are some changes that make it look a little bit different. All of the features function the same, it's just the cosmetics that they've changed, which is pretty cool because this is a fantastic playset. It should be on the shelves all the time. It's just a cool way to update it, to kind of refresh it so that it's slightly new and a little bit different than it was when it was first released. So let's start taking a look at this thing and I can show you guys some of the differences with it. Now this playset stands about 44-45 inches tall, which means it's nearly a full 4 feet tall from the bottom of the base to the top of this cardboard cutout. And yes, you will notice that there is a lot of background elements on the top here that is done in this cardboard, but most of the playset is still a sturdy plastic structure. So it's not like this is mostly made up of cardboard. The only places where there's cardboard is this one little topper scene here and this little piece down here on the side. The rest of this is all plastic, and it's very sturdy, it's good plastic, and there's a lot of levels for play on here. Let's go and do a little bit of a refresher course first, because if you've never looked at the Secret Sewer Lair before, I can show you some of the neat features with this, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them because, like I said, it's very familiar to what we've already seen. We'll start down here in the sewers. There's a big open space, and there's really tall area down here, so there's a lot of room for your turtles to do some training, to monitor the foot, and all that fun stuff. Over here on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side, depending on which direction we're looking at it, this is Donnie's lair, and it's his little workshop. You'll notice we got this great little tunnel piece here. It folds open, and it reveals Donnie's computer. It's the same as what we saw before, and there's some cool stickers on here that shows you the screens and his little workstation so that Donatello can do his research and his work and kind of prepare for fighting the foot. Now, this is where we have one difference that we didn't have before. There is a button here that features several sound effects. There's a speaker worked in, there's a little button here that looks like different colored bricks, and when we push it, we get a ton of different phrases.
Halt, villain! Chill, dudes. I'm cooking a plan. Intruder alert! The streets are dangerous. Bringing the pain and the brain. Hey, wise guy, wanna spar? My kind of party!
So that kind of gives you an example of what you can hear, but there are so many different sounds. There are sound effects like punches and weird noises. There are phrases from all four Turtles and Master Splinter. So this really adds a whole new level of play to this playset that we did not have before.
All right, who touched my comics?
See, really fun stuff. You can hear some punches, Splinter saying time for meditation. So that's something cool. We did not have electronics in the first version of the Secret Sewer Home playset. Now we have electronics. So that is a really nice update. Now you will notice that one of the other major differences down here is the overall aesthetics. The layer is blue this time. Originally, it was done in a green plastic. This time, it's all a light blue, so it's very bright, very vibrant, and a bit of an updated look. We got a little platform here that's perfect for Splinter. You can see the doors to his dojo here. You can see the tree in the background right out of the cartoon series. These doors do have the ability to slide open, so Splinter can pop out to check on the turtles. He can go back there ready to meditate or train and do all that. They're just on little tracks here, and it's very easy to assemble them. Very easy to also pop them off if you need to, but a very nice little feature. They just slide open and closed. We've got the nice little tire swing here, which is perfect for Michelangelo to kind of play around on, or of course any of the turtles if they want to spend some leisurely time there. We've got the little turtle periscope, which is a great feature because it's very reminiscent of the original Sewer Home playset. You will notice that you can see on the little sticker here, we're looking at the streets of New York. Now this runs all the way up this tube, and it brings us to this dumpster that is sitting up here on the top. So if you press the periscope up, you'll notice we've got the great little periscope eyes that pop out of the dumpster. There's even a cool little sticker on there that looks like Donatello's looking through it. You can maneuver this all the way around, almost a full 360 degrees. And then you can just slide that back down in there when you're done. It goes back down in the dumpster, and you can close that lid. So really, really fun little feature there. Other than that, we've got a little winding staircase that goes all the way up to the manhole cover up here on the top. There's a push button that when you press that down, the manhole cover opens, has a nice little ladder, and we got the little spiral staircase leading down into the sewer layer. We've got some other fun features. There's lots of platforms to stand on in all these areas. There's a platform on the back here on the outside, which is really cool because this is actually like an elevator piece back here, so you can raise that up and down. Well, you can bring them up to the street level if you want to. When you raise the elevator all the way up, we got a sliding door on the Antonio's Pizzarama. You can pop right off the elevator, and you can bring your turtles right up here to the streets of New York. So that's kind of fun, and we can close that door there. We have fun little hidden panels down here on the inside, so you'll notice there's a back wall here. You can spin that around. We got regular bricks. We can face it the other way, and there's another little workstation for Donnie. A cool little hidden computer and everything there. And then the area over here has got this little spinning pipe, which is for our sewer or our ooze or slime trap. This is kind of a fun one. If you come back up here to the surface, you'll notice that we've got this cool little, almost like a toxic waste barrel. This is another one that has a different color than what we saw before. It's a bright green this time instead of red. You can fill this with mutagen ooze or any other slime toy that you have, and you can have your bad guys knock this down. It tilts down and it pours the ooze into this pipe. Now, once the ooze pours into this pipe, it's worth noting that it's a bit slow moving because it is a bit of a narrow pipeway. But you can then rotate this pipe and the ooze will eventually run through the pipe and fall down onto an unsuspecting hero or even a villain underneath, whoever you're sliming. But it's a fun little sliming feature in this. And come on, it's a Turtles toy. You got to have ooze features, right? That's fantastic. We got some of the same type of things we had before, like we got the little Shredder training dummy down there. So Leo or Raph or any of the other turtles can kind of do a little bit of sparring with the dummy of Shredder there. And there's just a lot of places to display your figures down here underneath. So let's move back up to the surface now, where we've got a few more features up here. Maybe this is where the bad guys are more hanging out because they're trying to get to the turtles. So there's a lot of fun little things up here. I already showed you guys the dumpster with the periscope hidden in it. I showed you the barrel. Up here on the top, you'll see that we do have a cool little fire escape area. This does have a ladder that can swing down there, and it's just attached with some little clips there. So you got the ladder that can swing down. You can put turtles up there. You can put villains up there, or anti-heroes like Karai here. Whoever you want to put up there on the top, you can kind of balance them there. It works even better when you close that ladder because it gives you more of a area for them to do some standing. We've got the little transformer here that's attached to the top of the telephone pole. This has got a fun feature because you can pull out the piece on the inside, and that actually gives us a cool little rocket firing missile launcher. So you can have a member of the Foot Clan or Bebop or somebody standing up here, and they can fire off the missile to fight any of their foes. So the play features on this are pretty incredible. It's so much fun, and all of those features that I just showed you are exactly what we saw on the previous playset, with the exception of those sounds that I showed you. So the sounds are one of the big differences here. Adding all of those phrases and some electronics in the set is something pretty cool, something we didn't have before. But you might notice that aside from some of the colors of the plastic, the other big difference is the cardboard backdrop here. On the streets of New York, we now have a nighttime scene where we can see the TCRI building in the background. You can see lots of really bad Dimension X stuff happening in New York, so straight out of the cartoon series. You can see kind of like those pinkish vines and everything everywhere. And there's a lot of mutants on the background. Snakeweed is up here represented in a very big, almost like his actual scale should be next to the Turtles figures. Spider Bites is over there on the other side, and over here is the heroic Leatherhead. So that's kind of neat, seeing those guys in the background there. Now the other big difference brings us back down to the sewers, because we have this extended cardboard piece off to the side that we didn't have on the original one. This one is a bit longer, and it's a bit turned, and you'll notice this little pink portal here. This is our Dimension X portal. So now we can pretend like a portal to Dimension X has opened up here in the sewers, similar to the portals we see in the cartoon series. And this is the way it's opened and folded. You can now pretend like your turtles are going through the portal into Dimension X, or poking back out and coming back into the sewers from Dimension X. So that's just another fun little way to play with this new playset, and it ties in with everything that's going on in the current Nick Turtles cartoon series. So a lot of fun things going on with this. It's an incredible playset. There are a lot of great play features. There's some really cool new things in here that the original one didn't have, but it's still a really fun refresh and still the same great playset, just with some really fun updates. So we keep talking about that old one. I just happen to be sitting on the floor right next to the original one, which has all my figures on it, so it's comparison time! You can see these two side by side. The size is the same, the overall aesthetics are the same, the display ability and everything with it. The only differences are the colors and the cardboard backdrops, and of course, the added sounds. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret Sewer Lair 2.0 with Dimension X Portal. I think this is a great way to refresh this incredible playset. And the cool thing is that it still runs about the same price that the other one was retailing for. I picked this one up at Toys R Us. It was $119.99. Toys R Us usually is about $20 more expensive than most places, so I imagine that you'll see this at places like Target for probably around $99.99. The fact that you've got added electronics now and it's still the same price as the original Sewer Lair is a pretty sweet deal. So if you've never picked it up before, now is the time to do it. Thanks for joining me for this review of the brand new Secret Sewer Lair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and until next time, my friends.